All right, welcome into the final line here on The Cave, 11 to noon, cavetalkradio.com, the Cave Talk Radio app, and, of course, Facebook and YouTube Live. Great to have you aboard, Gary Ayd, Richie Mills, and it's time to get into this week's NFL slate of games here on the final line. We'll have our top five at the end like normal, and we have Jim Baltimore's lock of the week, which we'll give to you momentarily. This is I think, pretty safe bet. I also have my own lock of the week, and actually, Jim locked this in a little earlier. There's been some line movement on his lock. So, if you were listening to the Gary Ayd Show on Friday, 10 to noon, we gave this then. If you placed your bet then, you have a touch more wiggle room, not much, just a hook. But without further ado, that line of the week, that lock of the week from our own Jim Baltmer, you can see on Cave Talk Radio NY, our group. He posts all the time there. He has the Chargers as his lock of the week at -3 against the Falcons. It's now at -2.5, so a little movement there. I think it's a good bet. We'll get into that game ourselves momentarily. My lock of the week, to kind of get things off on a good foot, I got the Minnesota Vikings on a teaser bet. They're playing the Commies, and they're only favored by 3. I have this teased up to 6.5, and you get plus, I think it's 135 or maybe 145 on that bet. You could go a little higher. I might go higher because I think they're going to win this game by 10 or more points. Don't think this will be close. But if you want to be like extra safe for the purposes of a lock, 6.5. No way the Vikings win this game by less than a touchdown. Plus money on I can't believe they're only favored by 3 here. So I got the Vikings winning by at least 6.5. So that's my lock of the week. That's Jim's lock of the week. Now we bring on Richie Mills, our gambling expert, to go through the rest of the slate. He'll give us his top 5 later on in the show near the end. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, Gary?
Hey.
I'm pumped and ready for this week. Let's get into it and make some bets and make some money.
Let's make it happen.
I like money.
Absolutely. Let's make it happen. All right. So first up, our first game of the week is one near and dear to your heart. Your favorite, the Jets.
Oh, we're jumping in with the Jets first.
Jets, they got their work cut out for them.
They do. It's going to be a real tough game and a chance for them to really show their mettle if they have any. But I'm a little bit, I'm scared for them, Gary. After last week's performance, it wasn't great against the Pats. We turned the ball over 3 times, and obviously we're feeling some of those injuries that we've got going on. And the Bills are, let's face it, a lot of people are trying to talk like this is a division that's tight and competitive. No, it's a division where Miami got off to a real hot start, and they've cooled off some. The Jets got off to way better than anyone expected start, and now they've been doing some injuries. And there's some pieces there. It's a foundation, but they're a team that's at least a year away from being the team that they want to become. I think they're going to get there. I actually have hope as a Jets fan, which is amazing. Unfortunately, I think this is going to be the week that we are reminded that, we just aren't.
Yeah, you're not in this weight class yet.
No. And the Bills, I think, are pissed off that, it's been talked about widely around the league and in locker rooms as suddenly look at the AFC East. It's competitive.
Yes.
Anybody could win this. It's a toss-up. And quite frankly, they're going, bull, beep.
Yep.
We'll show you competitive. They've had a couple games where they're just blowing people out, and I think they're going to march into New York and, that 10.5, 11-point line does not scare me. I think that this is going to – I hate to say it because I'm a Jets fan, but – this is going to be one of those games where we're going to lose by 14 plus. So I'm taking the Bills, and
the points.
I honestly think that the Bills could put up 35. I see the Bills putting up 35 points by themselves. And, the Jets will score their requisite 12 to 20.
Yep.
They'll get in the end zone a time or two. thanks to a great defensive effort. You know, like some defensive plays,
So
not
what?
effort.
So what are you doing? A two-prong parlay, spread and over?
Yes,
Okay.
I've got the Bills to cover, and I've got over 46, so I'm going to parlay those two.
All right, there you go. I think that's a pretty good bet. You know, I'm looking at this game. I'm always scared of these big lines, even in a game where I understand why it's set that way and could still see it covering. But I'm gonna look a little deeper into this one. I'm not a big fan. The one thing I will say, here's a bet I don't often make. The Bills are notorious fast starters in games like this. I'm gonna bet the Bills to have a lead in the first quarter.
First quarter
Of
okay.
6.5 plus 165. I'm going to take the Bills to have a touchdown lead at the end of one. They always get off to fast starts. You could go a little crazy here and go plus 8 with an 8.5 minus 8.5. You get plus 350 on that. But I'm going to go ahead and say that just to be safe, Bills are up by at least a touchdown after one, plus 165. That's my bet in this game.
I like that, Gary. I really do. This is the type of game that I honestly think you could bet the Bills to win the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter, as well as the game and cover the spread if you want to go nuts. Unfortunately, they won't let you parlay those together like that. But if you want to just make some straight bets and go,
the Bills
I bet you win 4 out of 5.
Oh, that's funny. The Bills for the win. Which one? All of them.
The only one I might actually lay off on that, I'm half kidding, but I might lay off in that scenario is Bills in the fourth quarter because, you know, by then they may have taken anyone with nagging toothache out and put in some of their second, you know, high school rules. Put in your second string because you want to give them some experience in playtime. So I hate to rag on my Jets, but it's just going to be one of those days. We're coming back down to earth a little bit, and when's our bye? It can't come fast enough because we're going to need to regroup after this one. We won't, because we've got the Patriots again in Foxborough next week, which is a challenge in and of itself, but one that I think we can handle a bit better. Buffalo is pissed. Buffalo is good. No, Buffalo is great. So I'm going to take Buffalo because I like money.
You know what's funny about
this? Do my listeners like money? Because if they like money, take Buffalo.
Take Buffalo. You know what's funny about this? I'm looking at some of these other time-based bets. One of them is first quarter, both teams to score a simple yes or no, and it's a pretty significant favorite, plus 130 on the yes. So that's actually, I'm sorry, a pretty significant underdog on the yes. Yeah, because the no is minus 170. So I'm thinking Vegas thinks the Jets aren't going to get off to a great start. And well, that's like I said, I agree. That's my bet here. So there you have it. All right. So that brings us to our next game, which would be the Los Angeles Chargers at the Atlanta Falcons. Our own Jim Volkmer has this game as his lock, as I was saying just a couple minutes ago. He got it at -3, Chargers to cover that. I like this pick. I don't love the Chargers. They've disappointed me this year, but they're still, I think, more than that field goal better than Atlanta, who has been surprising this year. So I understand why this line is a little smaller than maybe it should be at first glance, given how both these teams have performed. And we're not really that early anymore. You know, we're midway through the season at this point. So I understand where this is coming from. But still, I like Jim's pick. It's actually now 2.5. So it's come down a hook. The other thing about this game, Rich, it's interesting. The over-under is 49.5. So they think there's going to be points in this game. I agree with that. There's not a lot of juice here. I'm probably going to go, again, a little bit more of a I think I'm going to go with a teaser bet here, to be honest. I think my plan here is to take the Chargers plus maybe 6.5. Let's see what I can get here. Because I'm looking at this as a game that is going to be close, but I don't think like super tight. Like I think 6 or so points. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Chargers to win by greater than, let's see, where can I get a cutoff here? I'm seeing 7.5 at 210. I'm seeing 6.5 at 165. I'm going to go with that 6.5. 165. Chargers
That
by a
half
touchdown.
point makes a huge deal, obviously, being the difference between a touchdown or not.
Right.
So,
Well, right. I mean, because I could go plus 5.5 if I wanted to. Minus 5.5. I'm sorry. On the so the Chargers winning by 6 or less, 5.5 to 6 points. But I'm gonna go with that 6.5. I think the Chargers win this game by a touchdown. Plus 165. That's my bet here.
plus 165. All right. I certainly like the Chargers over Atlanta. I think Jim's got it right. I like it even better at 2.5 than at 3, obviously.
Of course.
So I'm going to take that. And yeah, I don't see how this game doesn't have points beyond the, above that 49 line they have, because neither team, both teams have been, Chargers have been a little disappointing in terms of their offense, but you just get the sense that they're ready to pop off. And Atlanta's been, putting up points, but not stopping people. So, yeah, I think that this is going to be a fireworks game. I think 49 covers. So I'm liking the two-prong parlays today for some reason. And so I'm going to go with the Chargers. I'll take that 2.5 line and that they're going to score a lot of points. So, and the over. Which, just for my listeners' references, that'll get you a plus 259 line. So
there you go.
That's a nice little ROI for you. I like it, Jim. There's a reason they call you Gambling Jim.
That's right. All right. So now next up, we have the Miami Dolphins at the Chicago Bears. This is one for the family to miss. Although the Dolphins have made some moves, acquiring Bradley Chubb and then instantly signing him to a big deal. I think the Bears are in a lot of trouble today. This is -4. This is another one of those. I'm liking, like you're liking these parlays. I'm liking these teaser bets today. There's just these mismatches. Funny enough, they're mostly road teams that are small favorites that I think are going to win by more. I don't love the Dolphins offense. That's why I'm a little hesitant here. I'll probably just go ahead and punt on this one and just take the spread. Dolphins to cover the 4.5 -110. Take my little haircut and walk away. Only because I don't love their offense. If their offense was more convincing, I would be all over this game because man, Chicago absolutely is awful. They can't do anything. I'm surprised the over/under to this is set to 46 when the spread is only 4, because truthfully, I don't see how the Bears score more than 10 or so points. So if that's the case, if they think the over is 46, you would expect the spread to be higher. I think those two are incongruent. That's why I'm not parlaying it here. I mean, I guess you could parlay the under. You're getting the same money, -110 on the under or over. But I'm just going to keep it simple here. Dolphins will win by more than 4 points, and I'm going to keep it moving.
Fair enough, Gary. I am really tempted to take the -4 and the under, like you said, because I think this is one of those games, the first team to 20 wins, which obviously leaves you a couple points bonus for the sake of leaves you a little safety net. If I don't know that either team's going to get 20.
Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins, I think, will score 20-25. The thing is, I don't know if the Bears are going to get
10.
Get to more than 10. I mean, I could see this game being like 23-10 or, 24-10, something like that. I think it's going to be well short of 46.
Yeah, 26-9.
Yeah, something like that.
Because there was, naturally there has to be a random safety thrown in a game like that.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take we both agree Dolphins to win because Bears are kind of gross.
Well,
and I'm going to parlay that to the under because, like I said, first to 20 wins, and I don't think it's going to be the Bears.
Our station mascot showed up to chime in on this one too. And Toby.
Oh yeah, what's Toby got to say?
Toby agrees.
What say you, Toby?
He says, "Yuck! I'm getting away here. This game's gross. So I'm gonna go hide on my ledge."
Plus 264 on my parlay, by the way, Gary.
All right, nice. That's a good one. And that parlay was what? The under and the spread?
The under and the spread.
That's pretty good. You know what? I'm going to piggyback on that with you. Plus 264. I like that. This line just moved this second. It's now 3.5 and minus 115 on the spread. Like, this is live action right now. That's fun.
Live action. There's some bets going on.
That's it. All right. Well, I'm going to go with the same thing with you. I got the spread and the under. There's our parlay. That brings us to our next game, which is the Raiders and the Jaguars. This game is fascinating to me. These are two teams that at various times have looked really good and really bad. For what it's worth, Vegas thinks this game is going to be close and high scoring. I tend to agree. 2.5-point favorite are the Raiders on the road. I think that's right. What I want to see here is I would like to see how much I could tease this up, because I hate these like little 2.5-point spreads. I'm never a fan of those. I think, I'm always looking to tease it up or down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and say, looking at the Raiders here, you get them plus 3.5, you get plus money. So better than the field goal margin of victory. I'm going to go with it. Plus 120 on the spread. I'm going to go tease the spread up by a point, and I'm going to go ahead and take the over. So I'm going to do the parlay there. Over and the spread. Spread teased up by a point. Raiders win by 3.5 or greater, and we have over 48. That's my bet on this game.
You like the Raiders on the road?
I do.
In spite of their struggles.
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, Gary. We're gonna have to disagree on this one.
All right.
I'm taking the upset. I like the Jags at home. Lawrence is notably better there. So I'm taking Jacksonville straight up for the win. I got them at plus 122. I think they win. I think they find a way to, the Raiders have been disappointing, and they're not a great road team. So I'm going Jacksonville.
There you go. You're going Jacksonville, and what's your bet on it?
Oh, I'm just going to take them straight up to win the game at, they're a 2.5-point dog, and I think they're going to win. So I'm just taking straight money line. Keep it simple.
There you go. Okay.
Might want to look into a parlay with it, because for that to happen, I think that Lawrence is going to have 2 touchdowns throwing. So if I was to pull that up and see what I could get on that, I wouldn't mind taking Lawrence for. Let me see if I can find my prop builder real quick, because Trevor Lawrence to throw at least 2 touchdowns combined with a Jacksonville win. I wouldn't mind seeing the odds on that, because I think that's going to happen as well.
Okay.
But for my what I'm actually putting my money on is, I'm not going to get fancy. I'm just going to take the positive money and really like Jacksonville to win.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. So I got my bet here is the Raiders at 3.5 and the over of 48. So I have this at plus 270 between the two.
Nice.
So there we go.
You're going to do it. Do it well.
Do it well. All right. That brings us to our next game, which will be, well, actually, you know what? Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll do the next game, which is the Indianapolis Colts and New England Patriots. That's next. But first, it's time to pay some bills. Back after this, the Gary Ayd Show, or the final line, as I'd like to call it sometimes, here on The Cave.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-370-2460. 800-370-2460. 800-370-2460. That's 800-370-2460.
Come on, You watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. Then, if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you with the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, even padlock your business. Oh, good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 or more in back taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friends at Get a Tax Lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do, and you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. That's 800-649-8617.
All right, we're back here on the final line. Gary Ayd, Richie Mills, and we are moving on to the Indianapolis Colts and the New England Patriots. This is another fascinating game, Rich. This is going to be one of the harder games, I think, to predict. This is a 4.5-point spread in favor of the Patriots. I think this game's going to be close. I would probably bet Indy to cover this, but lose. And I probably am going to go with the over just slightly. This is set to 40. I think it's going to be a little higher than that. I think it's going to be more in the 42 to 44 range. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Colts are covering the spread of 4.5, but losing. And we're going to go I'm going to go with the over as well of 40. So I'm going to go with a two-pronged parlay here. Spread covered by the Colts and the over.
Two-pronged parlay. You're taking the Colts and the over.
The Colts to cover, not to
Colts
win.
to cover.
Yep.
Not okay. Again, I think you're wrong, Gary. I think that the Patriots at home are going to find a way to take care of business.
I agree. I think the Patriots win, but I don't know that they win by 4.5 is what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. And I don't know. I think that I'm looking for Mac Jones to kind of redeem himself a little bit here today because he's put up a few stinkers. And I just don't think the Colts are, that great, especially on the road. I think that the Pats cover and win this game by 6 or 7. It's going to be, close to that line, depending on how a few balls bounce. But I really think that, that plus the Patriots defense is flying high after last week and is pumped up. And I think that they're really going to transform and become the identity of this team. So I look for the Colts to have a rough day actually in Foxborough.
All right, there you go. So we're a little different on this one. I got the Colts at covering the 4.5 and an over for the game, plus 240 and not on that parlay. Richie has the Patriots to more or less take care of business. That brings us to the Minnesota Vikings and Washington Commies. I've already
the Commies.
The Commies. I've already given my take on this one. I'll rehash it here. I'm just doing a simple teaser bet here. Vikings are going off at -3. I'm going to tease that up to 6.5. Get myself a nice little fat payday here. I think that's a guarantee. I think if you wanted to be a little more aggressive, if you had a couple other bets you felt really good about today, maybe you could even be more aggressive on this game. I could see this game being as much as a 10-point win for the Vikings. I mean, I think this game's going to be really ugly. So if you wanted to, you can go Vikings to cover 10.5 or even 8.5, but I'm going to just keep it nice and simple. Vikings at 6.5, win by a touchdown, plus 145. Take it to the bank. There's no way that's not happening.
Well, when Gary issues a confident guarantee like that, I'm inclined to no, just kidding. I agree, especially when we're talking about the Commies here. So I'm just going to piggyback your bet. I like that 6.5 number. I think they win by a touchdown, probably by about 9 or 10. But we like to win money here on the final line. So better to hedge a little safer than you think it's going to be than to get too aggressive, too greedy, and end up with a losing slip to add to your collection.
Right. Exactly. All right, so that brings us next to the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. I mean,
Oh, against your favorite team.
oh God! Now the Packers stink. That's the only thing about this game. I'll
They
tell.
do,
I'll
but I know what you're going to say here.
Yes.
At least I think I do. But it's the Lions.
Very good. Yes, you've been paying attention. Yes, that is what I'm gonna say here. Just take the Packers. You know what? This game's so bad. I'm almost tempted to do something I never do. The Packers win. So that's the money line. It's minus 200. But like, I'm almost tempted to just bet my 100 and, take what's that going to be? I'm going to win I'm going to win what, 100 back? Or, no, not even. I'm going to win,
You're minus 200?
Yeah.
So you're going to win 150 or
125, right?
I'll tell you in 1 second.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with math here. Whatever it is, it's not good. But this game is so disgusting that
you with a minus 200, it's you bet 100, you're gonna get back 150.
150.
So
there you go. Yeah,
that's just dirty and gross. And
it really is.
Your money.
But this game is terrible. And the rule the rule on this show is that we're supposed to give advice to bet every game. So
we are.
That the advice I have here is just take the safest thing in this disgusting game, which is the Packers win, and don't bother watching. Just check it after the game because this is gonna hurt everyone's eyeballs. I don't know how they think this is gonna be over under a 49. I'm surprised at that, but I'm not willing to bet anything. I don't know what's gonna happen in this game. Both these teams stink, but the Lions are the Lions. So yeah, Packers on the money line. I'm gonna give up the minus 200. Ouch, but hey, what are you gonna do?
You see, I don't really like that at all, Gary, giving up the 200.
I don't either.
But I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair with, it's going to be a low-scoring affair with a lot of running involved because neither team is trusting very much in their offense. So it's just going to be a field position battle. And good old Jared Goff right now. I want to take the Packers to win.
Okay.
Because it is the Lions. And I think that Goff is going to be playing. Yeah, it's going to be a ball control game. So I'm going to parlay that with Goff is going to have under 240 yards passing. And that will get me actually into the plus money at plus 183.
Yeah, you're putting way too much brain power and thought into this one. I commend you for your diligence, but I'm just I just keeping this moving.
Oh, spoiler alert! This game will not feature on my top 5.
It won't. Are you sure?
I'm positive, but
I mean, it's
I
top 5 to me, Richie. The creativity you put into such an awful game is like, you like did snow art in the middle of the desert right here. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Listen, Gary, I just don't I hate the idea of any game that, you expect to be less than a touchdown victory, even if it is the Lions, getting that atrocious money back. I just don't want to risk my money, put down a hundo to be potentially screwed on a fluke play and only be getting $50 profit back. That just gives me the willies.
Okay.
So instead I got creative.
All right.
But,
good for you.
I have very little faith in Goff, so I think he's going to not throw a lot of yards. I also have faith in the Packers to find a way to beat the Lions.
You know what I have faith in? I have faith in the fact that our audience has had enough of Green Bay and Detroit. So let's move on.
We lost half our audience. I apologize, y'all. Come back.
Come back. Come back.
Can we talk about another game that's more interesting?
Yes.
The news is it won't be too hard.
Exactly. Let's move on to Carolina at the Bengals. Bengals have been playing better of late. They're 1 touchdown favorites in this one. I'm going to go with the Bengals to cover that spread plus the over at 42.5. I think the Bengals put up some points. I think they could put up 30 by themselves. So I think that's a safe bet. I'm doing a 2-legged parlay here. Spread. Bengals cover the 7. And the over-under of 42.5. I'm going over. There you have it. Nice and clean. I think both are likely. And that's my bet for this one.
All right, Gary. I can't disagree with that logic. So
There we go.
yeah, I think that Cincinnati does take care of business. Carolina, it's like they're trying to not be very good right now. I think they may be a candidate for tanking. So I think Cincinnati takes care of business at home. That's a good thing. So I just don't know about the over-under line. So I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to pull the keep it simple here, and I'm just going to take, since he's going to cover.
All right. There you go.
Again, not a game that I'm super excited about advertising, but it's a game that's there, and I think that one thing's going to happen. So I'll bet on the thing I think is going to happen.
All right. Very good. Well, then, let's see. What do we got next here? Well, you know what? Let's take our next break. We'll come back and we'll wrap up the games, and then we'll do our top 5. It's the Gary Ayd Show, a.k.a. The Final Line. I did it a second time today. I'm on a roll. I'll get it right the next time, I think. Anyway, back after this, The Final Line here on The Cave.
Are you like me? You have health insurance, but you don't have dental insurance. Do you need to get to the dentist right away? Maybe you need an implant or some other major service. Well, I found a dental insurance plan that's just right for you. It's called Spirit Dental. Spirit Dental offers a $100 lifetime deductible, a huge network of dentists. And here's the best part. There's no waiting periods. Yeah, that means you can call right now and have real dental insurance for you and your family tomorrow and get that immediate coverage you want. Spirit Dental has plans for just a few dollars a day, up to $5,000 annual maximum, and coverage for implants. Whatever age you are, the dental insurance you need is a free phone call away. Now don't wait, and be sure to ask about Spirit's vision plan. Here's the number: 800-631-9229. 800-631-9229. That's 800-631-9229.
Hey friend, life happens and you need money. What do? You call the special toll-free number we're about to give you. We will send you a link to your phone with details on how you can loan up to $5,000. Couldn't you use $5,000 to pay for your rent, pay grocery bills, get your car repaired, or whatever you need? It's up to you. We don't care. We're just here to lend you the money. And we'll lend people money with good, bad, or no credit at all. Of course, some terms and conditions apply, and you'll see those on the link we're going to send you. So if you need up to $5,000 maybe as soon as the next business day, call this number right now. We will text you a free link with details.
Paid for by Money Mutual. Call 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. That's 800-586-7112.
All right, so a few games left here on the docket for today. We also have the Monday night game to get to, so let's get right into it before we continue on here on The Final Line. Gary Ayd, Richie Mills. All right, we're into the 4 o'clock games here. You have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this is an interesting game. Seahawks have been winning a lot of games. I got the Cardinals in this one at home. This is the one game my co-host and I, on my regular daily show, the Gary Ayd Show, really the Gary Ayd Show this time, we disagreed on. He has the Seahags, or as he calls them, Seahawks. He calls them the Seahags for some reason. He has them to win this game. I have the Cardinals to win. As far as betting is concerned, not a lot of juice on the main lines here. I think you want to dig a little deeper. The good news is this spread is only -2 for the Cardinals at home. So I think it's an easy one to just go into your teaser widget and tease it up just a tiny bit to just get a little positive money here. I mean, it's not going to take much. You're looking right now, if you're looking at Arizona, if they were to win by, let's go, if you go 3.5, you get +125. So you're still going to have to give points at 2.5. So you can't just win by getting a field goal. I do think this game's going to be close. I also think it's going to be relatively high scoring because I think the Cardinals are going to score a lot of points, and I think the Seahawks will manage to do the same thing. This is a tough one for me, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take the over here of the 49 and keep it clean. I don't love these bets after all, so I'm going to go with the over here and kind of punt this one.
I don't blame you punting it. Like you said, not a lot of juice, but I agree with you, Gary. Arizona to win is a strong bet. The Sea Hags have been overperforming, and I still don't understand how. I still don't have faith in them. And I think that Arizona has been conversely underperforming a little bit. They're not great, but they're not quite as bad as they've been letting on. And I think that both those show this week. So I'm just punting on this one as well. But I'll take Arizona to cover the cover the 2-point spread and keep it trucking.
There you go. All right. Well, so you got in the spread. I am taking the over, and we're keeping it going. All right. That brings us to our next game. 2 left on the slate for today. Let's see. What do we got here? We have the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Tampa Bay. This is an easy one for me. Both of these teams have underperformed. I'm getting plus money on what I think is likely a toss-up. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams on the road, just straight up on the money line, 125. They win, keeping it simple.
I feel like we are one and the same. When I was looking at the lines early on this week, I saw the same thing and went, really? Tampa's hasn't shown me anything this year. And the Rams, are, they've been underperforming, but come on, really? I don't think they're that bad. I look for the Rams to win this handedly. I would even tease it up to maybe 5, see what kind of money you get if you were to do your little teaser and slide it up to +6 and see if you go real crazy with this money. I don't think Tampa's going to be in this game very well. Until they show me something, I'm on team brag on Tampa.
All right, there you go. You're going with the Rams on the same money line or something else?
No, yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams certainly on the money line. If I can even get them to, if I could tease it down where they're, can I tease it to even money and see what kind of odds I can get for that? I guess that is the money line. But yeah, I think the Rams are the better team here, and I can't believe that they're a dog. So I'm happy to take them at the money line. That may be a top fiver.
There you go. All right. Well, that brings us to our last matchup of the day, the Sunday night game, the Tennessee Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this game is close. I think the Titans have the ability to keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands with the running game. I think they have a reasonably good defense. I think is a game that Kansas City earns. I think they win. I think they could win even by 10. But the line here is 12.5. This is one of my locks of the day. There's no way Kansas City is winning this game by 12.5. Titans are going to cover that, no problem.
Gary, yes, they are. And like you said, I think that the two are linked. The Tennessee the only question mark here is Tanner Hill is listed as questionable. He was listed questionable last week and played. So that, that could be a reason for such a high line, but I expect him to play. At the same time, the key to keeping a game close against Kansas City is keeping Mahomes off the field. And they've got this little guy called Derrick Henry, who ain't so little, who really likes to run the ball and pound the rock. So I did something creative. I agree with you 100%. I might even make 2 separate bets here. One, just the straight up safe bet of, Tennessee will cover. And then I would also like to parlay that with, I think Derrick Henry has a big game. Yes, they know it's coming, but so what? Everybody knows Derrick Henry's coming, and it doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm going to parlay him to have at least 90.5 yards rushing. along with Tennessee covering that, and that nets me a plus 193.
Okay.
So I think that's a pretty safe bet, and get out of the way because he's coming, and it's gonna hurt if you get hit by him, and he's gonna hit you often, frequently, and hard. So this game's gonna be close. I think this game could come down to even I'm tempted to go off the reservation on this. Kansas City's been playing well, but they're due to kind of have this kind of a look past game for them, and I'm tempted. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger, but I'm tempted just to take the friggin' money line on this one. But I don't think I'm going to do it in good faith. Kansas City is the better team, and Tennessee's quarterback is banged up. So I'm not going to pull that trigger. But let's go with the money line. Let's go with Henry, and let's just go NFL, baby. Woo! Fired up today.
There we go. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right. What do we got for Monday Night Football?
Monday Night Football. All right. For Monday night, we got the Baltimore Ravens going up against New Orleans Saints.
That's a good one. What are we?
That is a good game. That's going to be the Saints are at home, but I haven't been high on the Saints all year, and for the most part, they've been. I have them showing at a 1.5 point. The Saints are a 1.5 point dog at home.
Really?
Yes. So, which makes the line a little bit trickier. I may hold off. What?
I don't like that.
No. My prediction is as the money comes in, that's going to go down to a pick 'em, and that's when I'm jumping on the Ravens. I'm going to sit and wait in this game until the line moves because it is the Monday night game. So I'm going to sit and wait with anticipation that the line moves to a 0.5 point or a pick 'em game, and then I'm going to take the Ravens because I think the Ravens do come in and take care of business. In spite of their inability to close. Also, an interesting note, the over-under line on this is 47.
Yep, that's what I have too, yeah.
Which, to me, sounds a little low. Both these teams are known to put up some points. So, I may consider taking the Ravens.
And the over?
Ravens and the over is something that's kind of got me intrigued and it's got me intrigued. So
there you go. Yeah, I'm looking at similar things here. I think I might just go with the Ravens on a straight tease bet too. I might just tease this up. I don't like the Saints. I think the Ravens just made a monumental deal to get Roquan Smith from the Bears for like peanuts. I think that shores up their defense a lot. I think they come out and they win this game by double digits. I think the Ravens win this one by 10 or so. So I'm probably just going to go a straight tease bet at a higher rate on this one, to be honest with you. I think the Ravens win this game like comfortably. And as a result, I'm willing to give some points back to get a better payout. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and look at this teaser here. This is my new favorite bet this week. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go big on this one. I'm going to take the Ravens at minus 9.5, which is the second highest line you can get right now where I'm at. And I'm getting plus 280 on that one. I just think they win this game by somewhere between 10 points and 2 touchdowns.
All right.
So I'm going 9.5.
9.5.
Yep.
All right. Gary's really pumping it.
All right, let's take our final break and back after this with the top 5 on the final line here on The Cave.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines, plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-370-2460. 800-370-2460. 800-370-2460. That's 800-370-2460.
Come on. You watch the news. Be prepared to pay more taxes. Then, if you owe back taxes or haven't filed in a few years, get ready. The IRS, the largest collection agency in the world, will be coming after you with the power to collect taxes by any means they want to. Hey, they can freeze your bank account, your passport, even padlock your business. Oh, good times. Look, if the IRS claims you owe them $5,000 or more in back taxes and they're coming after you, don't panic. Call my friends at Get a Tax Lawyer first. Their job is to negotiate with the IRS and save you money. They're experts at it. That's all they do, and you can trust them. In some cases, they have reduced a $50,000 tax bill to less than $1,000. If you owe the IRS $5,000 or more in back taxes, call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. 800-649-8617. That's 800-649-8617.
All right, we got a couple minutes left here before the end of the show. We got the top 5 coming up momentarily. But, one thing, Rich, I wanted to kind of take a look at is some of these future bets. I've given you the one that I think is a good one to bet, which is the 3-headed monster of Philly, Kansas City, and Buffalo, all to win the Super Bowl. You can pretty much, at least as the odds were, let's take a look again. You can.
All 3 of those teams won last week, so I believe the window may be closing.
Yeah, so if you're gonna do this, do it now. It hasn't changed that much. It was, I think, $290 for the Bills. Now it's $240 plus $240.
Yep.
The Eagles.
I actually did that bet, Gary. I got it at $260.
At $260. And
so it's moved. The odds are moving the wrong direction because people are listening to us on the show and have the bet, and we're influencers now.
That's right, baby. You know what else is interesting? The Niners have moved up to the 4th place spot, and that might be an interesting bet right now. They're plus 1,200, and they have a real shot. I would, that might be another one.
They do, especially being in the NFC where it's you got Philly as a real contender, obviously, and then you got them, and I don't see too many other teams rising to that level.
No, I don't think so. So that's another one you could throw out there if you wanted to. I'm looking to see here if there's any type of other futures that are interesting, MVPs, things like that. But no, I think that's going to do it for now. So without further ado, why don't you hit us with your top 5? We got a little extra time today, Rich, so you can flesh it out a little bit more.
All righty. Do I get intro music or just go?
You do. Sorry.
All right. Come on. This is tight here. Let's get it going.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
All right.
There it is. King Talk Radio's top
That's
5.
right. Toby's in the house for it and everything, so it's important.
Toby, you're my man.
All right. What do we got?
All right. Number 5, I like to keep it nice and simple. I think that the Chargers are going to take care of business today. So you bet the teams you think are going to win because they're going against Atlanta. I believe that was, we've discussed that. And I just look for Herbert to have kind of a breakout game. And the Falcons just aren't that good, even at home. And yes, they have overperformed. But give me the Chargers all day, every day.
All right. Chargers.
All right. Number 4. You got yourself the Miami Dolphins. They're a 4-point favorite, and I think that that's not going to be a problem for them because they are playing the Bears, And I'm sorry, the Bears, even at home, not a great team. But like we were talking about this earlier in the game, this could be a game where to the first to 20 wins, the Bears ain't going to get to 20. They'll be fortunate to get to 10. And I don't see Miami, while they'll get to 20, I don't think they'll get to 30. So at a 30-10, a 46.5 line is pretty darn safe, if you ask me. So I really like that parlay. You end up getting a plus 264 on that. So more than 2-1 on your money. Who doesn't like more than 2-1 on their money on something I consider to be relatively safe? Go to the window now. I hear you. Go to the window now.
Ching ching.
All right, number 3. The Buffalo Bills and my beloved New York Jets. We've mentioned that I really don't see this going particularly well for the New York Jets. I'm really convinced it will not. So, you got Buffalo. 10.5 points is a lot of points, but I see them winning by 14, by at least 2 touchdowns, probably more. So I like Buffalo in this matchup a lot, and it's gonna be a scary, sad bloodbath. I also see the potential for Bills are gonna put up probably 35 themselves, so over 46 is the way to go with that. Parlay the 2. Again, that's also ironically going to get you a plus 264, which again, if one of those 2 happens, you're making money, and I like both of them to occur. So
Okay,
number 2, I like Derrick Henry. He's going to run and bumble and stumble and pound and break and power rush everybody today. He's going to have to, because Kansas City is a very formidable opponent, but not with the greatest run defense. So Derrick Henry's going to have a big game, get over that, going to get plus 90.5 yards rushing. And that's going to enable the Tennessee Titans to keep it, we both agree, going to keep it within that 11.5 point margin, which is, a very generous line. I guess that they don't think much of Tennessee. I like Tennessee to hold it together and at least keep the game competitive, close, and willy-nilly. If you really wanted to go crazy and, take Tennessee on the money line, you could do it. I don't see that happening, but I like the parlay because that nets me a plus 208 on that. Again, better than the doubling your money. And then I would also, as a supplementary, say put in a secondary bet because I really like Tennessee to cover. So even if Henry stumbles, Tennessee still finds a way to cover.
There you go.
And number 1, the bet, I know me and you disagree on this. I think Jacksonville is going to find a way to take care of this. They are a straight up dog. Plus 122 on the money line. And I love money line bets where I'm getting plus money that
Absolutely.
I just believe are going to happen.
Yep. Those
So
are the best.
that one, I like that better than the number 2 bet because, multiple parts have to move with Tennessee and with a lot of these other bets I have. All Jacksonville has to do is win, baby, and Jacksonville's going to find a way to do it.
Just win, baby. Al Davis.
So just win. Let's get her done. This is going to be a big week in the NFL. I can't wait to talk to you all next week about how well I did. At least that's what I hope.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm excited. I'm pumped for y'all. And you've been listening to The Final Line with Richie Mills and Gary Ayd. Thanks for listening, and can't wait to hear about all your success this week.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Gary Ayd Show, 10 to noon. And there'll be a lot of discussion on Kyrie Irving, the week that was in the NFL, Monday Night Football, and, of course, the games in the NBA. A lot of good games over the weekend. We'll break that down. Plus, we have a World Series champion to discuss. The Houston Astros finished off the Philadelphia Phillies yesterday. Dusty Baker, his first World Series title as a manager, been in baseball 50 years, won 1 as a player. We'll give you all the flowers you can handle as it relates to Dusty Baker. I'm happy for him. We'll talk about that and a lot more. The Gary Ayd Show tomorrow, 10 to noon on the Cave, cavetalkradio.com, and, of course, the Cave Talk Radio app. For Richie Mills, I'm Gary Ayd saying so long. See you Monday, 10 to noon on my show with Rich Anselmo. Until then, enjoy Sports Byline USA here on The Cave.